Hi friends, happy to share the demo video of one of the most widely used ETL tool, Informatica Powercenter. Informatica Powercenter was developed by the Informatica Corporation, which was established in the year 1993. It has been evolved as a part of DWBI, Data Warehouse and Business Intelligence. The picture depicts the business intelligence solution which has an inbuilt data warehouse. The data has undergone the ETL process before it got loaded into the data warehouse. Data warehouse is a system which acts as a central repository to store the current and historical data for reporting and analysis purpose. It also provides the data to the end users and applications. The business intelligence is a set of technique and tool for transforming the raw data into a meaningful and useful information for business purpose. It has two important components which includes data integration and data reporting. Informatica comes under the data integration category. We have reporting tools such as Cognos, Business Objects and SQL Server reporting services. Data integration. It is nothing but combining the data which resides in different sources and it provides a unified view to the users about the data. It has become significant in a variety of situations, both commercial and scientific. In terms of commercial, it is used to combine the database of two similar companies. In terms of scientific, it is used to merge the research results from different bioinformatics repositories. We normally refer the data integration as Enterprise Information Integration (EII). It can be enabled using the ETL process, which is the extract, transform and load. It is a process which will enable the company to move the data from multiple sources, reformat the data, to cleanse the data and load it into another database or a data mart or a data warehouse or into an operational data store for business purpose. We have n number of ETL tools available in the market, which includes Informatica. We have DataStage, which was developed by IBM. We have Ab Initio, which was developed by the Ab Initio Software Corporation. We have SSIS, SQL Server Integration Service, which was developed by the Microsoft. And we have TOD, Transformation Manager and n number of tools. We are going to see about Informatica Power Center, which is a tool which is used to build the enterprise data warehouse, and it provides an environment to extract the data, to transform the data according to the business logic and to load the data into the files or targets. It has become one of the successful ETL tool with significant industry coverage. Now we can have a question. What are the success factors of Informatica which made it to stand among the n number of tools? Here we go. The major reason for success is its capability of lean data integration. It is a common concept which is used in the manufacturing industry to avoid the waste. The data integration solution can integrate more data from more systems in less time than any other ETL tool. This feature has made Informatica as the market's leading data integration platform. It also has a high go-live success rate. Informatica claims the highest ratio of successful deployment, we can say nearly 100%. The product rate of renewal and customer loyalty is around 94%, which is highly significant from the industry average. It is an easily trainable tool and highly available tool in the market. It is a moderate expensive tool and it has an inbuilt internal scheduler. Hence, it does not require a third-party scheduler tools like other ETL tools. Now we are going to see about the architecture of Informatica, which has three main components, which includes Powercenter client, server and a repository. The client is used to manage the users, to define the source, target, to build the mappings, maplets with the transformation logic, to create the session, to run the mapping logic. All these process will be done by the Informatica client. The Informatica repository is the center of the Informatica suite. It is used to create the set of metadata tables within the repository, which will be accessed by the Informatica client and server. The server is used to extract the source data, perform the data transformation, and to load the transformed data into the targets. We can see the components which was described, such as server, client, and repository. The client in turn has different tools such as designer, workflow manager, monitor, and a repository manager, which will be described in the client application. The client application tools was classified into two different types, as an administration and development. The administration tools include the repository manager and a console. Development tools include the designer, manager, and the workflow monitor. The admin console is a web-based tool which is used to create the nodes and the repository services. The designer is used to create the mapping, source, and target definitions. The workflow manager is used to create and start the workflows, and the monitor is used to control the workflows. We can also run or rerun or abort the workflows using the monitor. We can now see the Powercenter designer tools in detail. It has an inbuilt source analyzer which is used to import the source definition from a flat file or an XML or a COBOL or a relational database source. It also has a target designer which is used to import or create the target definitions. It has a transformation developer which is used to create a reusable transformation so that it can be used across n number of mappings. We have a mapping designer and a maplet designer. The maplet is nothing but a reusable mapping. Hence, the maplet designer is same as a transformation developer which is used to create a reusable mapping. We can now have the general flow of Informatica. First, we need to create a repository, folder, assign the user and the permission in the repository manager so that we can work with the client tools. When it comes to the permission, we have three different types of permission, which includes read, write, and execute. Read, which is used to view the folder and the objects. And the write permission allows you to create or edit the objects in the folder. The execute permission is used to execute or schedule a session or a batch in the folder. Then we need to connect the repository from the designer. We need to import the source and the target tables, and we need to create the ETL mappings as per the business logic. We need to create the workflow through the workflow manager, and it has n number of tasks will be connected between them. The process flow depicts the mapping, workflow, and session. Mapping is nothing but a set of source and target definitions linked by the transformation objects which rules the data transformation. A workflow is a set of instructions which educate us how and when to run the task related to the ETL. The session is also a workflow type of task which describes how to move the data between the source and the target. Now we are going to see about the different type of sources and targets which are used in the Informatica Powercenter. The source includes relational source, file source, extended source, and mainframe. Relational source in turn refers to the Oracle, Sybase, Informix, SQL Server, and Teradata. We need to use ODBC connection for relational sources. The source may be a file. It may be a fixed width or a delimited flat file. We can use a COBOL file, and we can use an XML as a source. We have extended sources such as PeopleSoft, SAP, Siebel, and IBM MQ series. The mainframe sources includes the IBM DB2. Now we are going to have a look how the sources will be imported in the Powercenter Designer. We have the options for importing from database, from file, from COBOL, and from XML. We can also create the source as per our wish in the source analyzer. Same way, the targets are also available as a relational target, file target, extended target, and other targets which include Microsoft, Excel, and Access. You can also load the target by using the file transfer protocols and an external loaders. You can also create the target by importing the definition from an existing target. and you can create the target definition based on the source definition. It's an easy way to drag and drop the one of the existing source definitions into the warehouse designer to make it as a target. The source may be a relational or a flat file or a COBOL. The manually creating target definition process includes creating and designing the target definition in the warehouse designer. The similar way of importing the targets, you can also import the similar way you can import the targets, like import from database from XML, and you can also create as per your wish in the designer. Now we are going to see about the mapping. The steps for creating the simple mapping. First, we need to switch to the mapping designer. Choose the mappings and we need to create it as per the business logic. The workspace may appear blank because we have to create the mapping with sources, targets and transformations which are newly built. The mapping should be named as per the convention as m underscore the mapping name, and the session should be named as s underscore the session name, and the workflow should be named as w underscore the workflow name. Here you can see the mapping designer in the Powercenter designer, which has the source definition and the transformations. The transformations can be dragged and dropped from the transformation category. You can now see the sample mapping which was developed using the mapping designer, which has a source definition, target definition and then source qualifier transformation. Now we are going to have a look about the transformations. The transformation is a repository which generates, modifies or passes the data. In Informatica, these transformations help to transform the source data according to the requirements of the target system. Also, it ensures the quality of the data being loaded into the target. We have two types of transformations. One is active and the other is passive. An active transformation will change the number of input rows which pass through the transformation. It also changes the transaction boundary. It also can change the row type. In turn, passive will provide the same number of output rows such as the input rows. We can also classify the transformation as connected and unconnected based on their usage. We can now see the different type of transformations available in Informatica. The source qualifier transformation, which is used to query the data from the source, and an aggregator transformation, which is used to perform the aggregator calculations such as min, max, average, etc. We can use a filter transformation to filter the data based on the served condition. We can use a router, which is nothing but a conditional filter which has n number of filter conditions. We can use a joiner for a heterogeneous source. Heterogeneous source refers to the multiple sources. It can be a file and a database, or it can both be a file or it can both be a relational database. We can use the sorter transformation to sort the data in ascending and descending order based on the condition. The rank transformation is used to select the top or bottom rank of the data. Under passive transformations, we have expression, which is used to perform the simple calculations, and we have a lookup transformation which look up the value and passes it to the other objects. The lookup transformation uses the relational database or a file as a lookup source. We have connected lookups and unconnected lookups under this transformation. We have a sequence generator which is used to generate the unique ID values such as sequence numbers 1, 2, 3, and it can be incremented by using the incrementer. We have a stored procedure transformation which is used to capture the return value and it calls an inbuilt return stored procedure. We have an update strategy transformation which is used to provide the logic to insert, update, delete or reject the existing data. With the help of these transformations, we can obtain the business logic provider. This is an overview of Informatica Power Center. Thank you for sharing your valuable time. Interested folks, please get in touch with our institute for detailed training. Wish you all the best for your career growth. Thank you.